Ladies and gentlemen, it was a cool spring evening at a community tech fair in Austin, Texas. Families gathered, children played, and the stage lights flickered to life. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, had agreed to a surprise Q&A session. The crowd buzzed with excitement, many eager to ask questions about Mars and AI. Elon stepped onto the stage in his trademark black jacket and quiet smile. He scanned the audience as the host welcomed him warmly. "We'll take questions from the kids first," the host announced. Dozens of small hands shot up. One little girl in a yellow dress, around 9 years old, stood out. Her eyes were wide with innocence and curiosity. Elon pointed to her, smiling. "Yes, you there in the yellow." She walked to the mic, slightly nervous but determined. "Hi, Mr. Musk," she said sweetly. "My name is Emily." The crowd gave a soft, "Aw." "Hi, Emily," Elon said warmly. "Nice to meet you." She took a deep breath. "Do you believe in God?" The crowd went silent. Elon blinked, caught slightly off guard. He nodded slowly, stepping closer. "That's a big question, Emily." She nodded. "I just want to know what you think." Elon paused, visibly moved by her honesty. "Well," he began gently, "I think about the universe a lot. Its size, its beauty, its mystery. I see wonder everywhere, in stars, in atoms, in people. Some call that science, others call it God. Maybe it's both." Emily listened carefully, her eyes fixed on him. "When I was your age," Elon continued, "I used to lie under the stars and wonder, who made all this? The more I learned about physics and space, the more magical it seemed. And sometimes I feel there's something greater behind it all, something we can't fully measure. Is that God?" he asked aloud, looking at the ceiling. "Maybe it is." The audience was captivated. "So, you do believe?" Emily asked, her voice shaking slightly. Elon smiled. "I believe in asking questions. I believe in searching for truth. And if God is truth, then yes, I believe in that." Emily's eyes welled up with tears. "My mommy said God made the stars," she said softly. "And now I want to be a scientist like you, to find him there." Elon knelt down to her level. "That's beautiful, Emily. You can look through a telescope or a microscope and still be looking for God. Just never stop wondering, and never stop believing in something bigger than fear." Emily smiled through her tears. "Promise?" she asked. "Promise," Elon replied, gently fist-bumping her hand. The crowd erupted in soft applause. Some were wiping their eyes. The moment felt raw, real. A moment beyond tech and space, into the soul. Emily returned to her seat, hugging her mom. Elon stood up again, eyes misty. "Kids ask the best questions," he said. The moderator nodded, visibly moved. Another boy asked about Mars, another girl about electric cars. But the room kept returning to that one question, that one spark from a little girl. Backstage, a journalist caught up with Elon. "That was quite a moment," she said. "You okay?" Elon nodded, quiet. "It reminded me why I started all this. Not just for science, but for hope. To find meaning in the stars. To ask impossible questions. Like, why are we here? Or, is anyone listening out there?" He looked at the sky above the open-air arena. "Sometimes, I think they are." "Who?" the journalist asked. "Whoever made all this." She didn't press further. It didn't need explanation. That night, news channels shared the clip everywhere. Elon Musk gets personal, talks God with 9-year-old. Social media exploded with reactions. Some praised him, some criticized, others just listened quietly. The moment spoke for itself. Back in her room, Emily drew a picture. A rocket flying into space with the words, "To find God in the stars." She pinned it to her wall, beside her telescope. Her mom smiled, tucking her into bed. "You were so brave today," she said. Emily grinned. He was kind, not like on TV. He didn't laugh. He really listened. The next day, Elon tweeted, "Curiosity is sacred. Never stop asking." The tweet included a photo of the night sky. Replies poured in, many referencing Emily. One user wrote, "My daughter saw this and asked if we can pray before stargazing now." Another, "This hit me harder than any launch." Another, "Faith and science aren't enemies, they're dance partners." The post went viral. Days passed, but the moment lingered. Elon spoke again during a Tesla keynote. "We build things that fly, but kids ask why we fly at all. That's a harder question." He looked down at his notes, then added off script, "Maybe flying is how we search for the divine." That quote made headlines too. Emily's mom got interview requests. She declined them all. "Let her grow up quietly," she said. "Let the moment speak, not the spotlight." A quiet evening at a tech expo in Austin. Elon Musk steps off the stage after a long Q&A. Flashbulbs fade. Reporters lower their mics. Security starts clearing the crowd. But one soft voice calls out, "Mr. Musk?" Elon turns, curious. A little girl, maybe 8 or 9, stands clutching a notepad. Her eyes are wide, but sincere. "Can I ask you a question?" she says. The room stills. Elon kneels down to her level. "Of course," he replies gently. "What's your name?" "Emily," she says. "Hi, Emily," he smiles. "What's on your mind?" Emily looks down nervously. "Everyone says you're the smartest man alive." Elon chuckles. "Not sure about that, but thank you." She takes a breath. "Do you believe in God?" The room goes quiet again. Phones rise, recordings begin. Elon pauses, not to dodge, not to deflect, but to choose his words with care. "That's a deep question, Emily." She nods, eyes shining. "I just want to know what you think." Elon sighs softly, then begins. "When I was your age, I asked the same question. I looked up at the stars and wondered if someone made them, if there was a purpose behind it all, and if someone out there cared about me." Emily listens, holding her breath. "As I grew up," he continues, "I studied physics, engineering, space, all trying to understand the universe, how it works, why it's here. But the more I learned, the more I realized how much I don't know." Emily frowns. "So, you don't believe?" Elon looks at her. "I believe in mystery. I believe in questions that matter. And I believe that love, wonder, and hope aren't just chemicals." She tilts her head. "But do you think God is real?" Elon pauses again. "I think there's something greater than us. Something that made the universe make sense. Whether you call it God or the universe or love, it's real. When I look into the eyes of a child, like you, I see something divine." Emily's eyes well up. She whispers, "So, he might be listening?" Elon nods gently. "I think he always is, in ways we can't imagine." A tear rolls down her cheek. "I ask because my mum's sick." The air tightens. "She says to pray, but I didn't know if anyone heard me." Elon's voice softens even more. "Emily, sometimes we feel like we're alone. But if prayer brings you peace, that means something. Even I, with all my rockets and robots, can't explain that. There's a part of life science can't measure. And maybe that's where God lives." Emily sniffles, wiping her eye. "You really think so?" "Yes," he says. "I really do. Not because I know, but because I feel it. When my son died," Elon says quietly, "I looked for meaning. I didn't find answers, but I found a reason to keep going. Love." The audience is silent. No clicks, no tweets, just breath held. "Your mom," he continues, "is part of something beautiful. Even in pain, she's showing you how to have faith." Emily looks down, then back up. "Thank you," she whispers. Elon gives her a small SpaceX pin from his jacket. "Keep asking questions," he says. "They'll lead you to more than answers. They'll lead you to understanding." Emily hugs him. Cameras flash, but this time, no one complains. The moment is too human to disturb. Elon stands, but his voice still trembles. "We need more questions like hers." he says to the crowd. A journalist asks, "So Elon, are you saying you believe in God now?" He smiles, looking toward the stars. "I believe in possibilities. I believe in something more than algorithms. And sometimes, that's enough." Emily walks back to her mom, still holding the pin. Her mom, frail but smiling, holds her close. "What did he say?" she asks. Emily says quietly, "He said God listens in ways we can't hear. But he's there." Her mom smiles, tears falling too. "That's all I needed to know." The audience begins to applaud, gently, slowly. Not for Elon, not for fame, but for faith, for truth in the unexpected, for a child's courage to ask what many won't. Elon walks off the stage, changed somehow, not as the world's richest man, but as someone who found humility. That night, headlines exploded. Elon Musk talks God with child, breaks internet. From AI to the Almighty, Musk's unexpected answer. But for Emily, it wasn't about headlines. It was about a moment, a simple question, and an answer that reached her heart. In a way no machine ever could. She kept the pin close. Years passed. Emily grew. Her mom recovered. Inspired by that moment, she pursued science, but never stopped praying. She wrote about that night for a school essay. It won an award, later a scholarship, and eventually a seat at MIT. In her dorm, that pin stayed on her desk. Her classmates asked about it. She'd smile. It's a reminder that faith and science don't have to fight. They can speak different truths. Back in Texas, Elon saw the essay online.